Hey guys, welcome to another GameXplain discussion. I'm your host, Andre Seegers, and this time we're joined by Derek Binder to discuss all the recent Mario Maker news. So let's get started. Alright Derek, so they've been showing off a fair amount of Mario Maker recently. We had the Nintendo Direct new footage, and of course we had that Japanese show where they showcased 3 entire levels built in the game. So I thought it'd be cool just to cover everything we know about the game. Oh, and then there's a website too, which unveiled seemingly a few new things as well. So I thought it'd be fun to cover all of this and just give our thoughts on everything shown off so far. So I guess based on everything, you did that in-depth analysis video of the Japanese footage. What do you think of everything so far?
When we were seeing all these elements before, we were just seeing very simple levels. We weren't really seeing the full potential that these levels could do. But I will say that whole Game Center GX or CX thing that had the host like challenging different people with his levels, that was a lot of fun. I liked seeing all the different concepts he came up. We saw a lot of how he was able to put these levels together and have traps and just different elements to it. And it really, like, that was the moment where everything like clicked. Like I could see the potential before because I'm not exactly great at coming up with my own stuff. But seeing it in action, the game just looks like a ton of fun.
It really does, yeah. Seeing the levels, complete levels put together by someone who knows what they're doing definitely makes the game look even more appealing. And what was really cool about them is they immediately stood out as being different. Like, they don't look like your typical Mario levels, but of course share elements with their typical Mario games. And for that reason, like, they really do stand out. And it shows, like, how much you can do with these levels. Like, you know, I love in the third level how they had a tower of springs you need to hop up, basically, in order to get to the top and to the flagpole. And then in the underwater level, you know, we were talking about this before, they have those, like, coin traps, where if you follow the line of coins the guy set up, you're gonna fall to your death, basically.
Yeah, it's just, like, little moments like that where... And they were actually kind of intricate. Like, I saw multiple pathways in the levels that this guy created if you were, like, just, you know, some choices were a bit more dangerous than others. But I like that they were, like, there's that much freedom that you can, like, there doesn't seem to be a limit on how much you can put into the levels. Like,
and thank God for that.
It. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so annoying always going up against those meters, right? Like, every piece you throw down fills up this meter. Mm-hmm. And there wasn't anything at E3 that suggested that'd be the case, and nor in this recent footage, which is great.
No, you can make some massive and really intricate levels from what we've seen. Like the levels that this guy came up with just looked like a lot of fun. Like I can see that a major appeal is going to be creating your own levels and then having friends come over and like take on those levels and just getting reactions of them just getting frustrated and losing. I assume that you won't be able to publish a level until you're able to complete it yourself.
I'm sure, yeah.
So that's how they sort of balance that out. But come on, we've seen some of these people play some of these Kaizo Mario stuff. We're in for some devious traps.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's. I think we're gonna see a lot of trolling in this game. A lot of people doing some incredibly difficult levels, especially given the fact that we now know invisible blocks are in the game. Like, that they can be the bane of your existence if you don't know where those are, and I think that's going to be the bane of many people's existence for that reason.
They were a common trap in Lost Levels, I think.
Yeah, I think they were. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just wonderful. We get all that back now too.
Yeah, right. And we've seen a lot of things come back. There's like a ton of elements in this game now. You know, we've seen like new enemies like the chain chomps. We've seen thwomps. We've seen different blocks like jump blocks, and I'm just scratching the surface. And we've covered all this before, but it's ridiculous like how many objects are giving you to play around with. Like at E3, it was a very limited set. I'm like, yeah, it was cool. But they're going to need to add some more stuff if they want to make this, long-lasting. And boy, have they.
Yeah, just about everything. And it's so interesting to see them, like, devolve some of the enemies that came later. Like 8-bit chain chomps, 8-bit thwomps. Mario 1 thwomps, I should say.
Yeah.
Because it feels last gen because it's to me, there's such a graphical difference between Mario 1 and Mario 3.
Yeah, there is. And it was kind of interesting that they decided to show off the Mario 1 versions of all these levels in that Game Center footage.
Yeah, they kept it very simple. They didn't go into like anything crazy. Which the thing I guess we still don't know is if Mario's later abilities will work in the earlier games. Can he wall jump in this? Can he ride Yoshi in the old ones? We don't know yet. I mean, I really think that you might be able to, but we have not seen any examples of that.
We haven't even seen any examples of Yoshi. And we know, based on the website, he should be in the game. He's there, like, in the Mario Maker section. But we haven't seen him in action at all yet. And I am very curious to see how, he's going to work. And I actually really do hope that they de-evolve him as well for all the games. I would love to see him in Mario 1 and Mario 3 as well.
Oh, that'd be awesome because it sort of fits too because he was originally planned for those games. He was a very early idea that just had to be cut.
There's even like early artwork showing what he would have looked like.
Yeah, it's a nice bit of trivia. I mean, we've kind of seen 8-bit Yoshi before if you want to count like Mario is missing
Or Yoshi's Cookie.
Yoshi's Cookie, exactly. But it's not quite the same because it's not a Mario platformer. But it just all these elements just are really coming together, and I think if they can foster a really good online community with people like promote the really good levels and just keep a constant supply going, this could be a really big game because I can see the fun of having people challenge it, making these levels and seeing people challenge it, and I think it'd even be fun to like if the game gave you replays of people challenging your levels.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like if they did something like what Super Meat Boy does with every one of your deaths, where you see yourself replaying the game. That would be awesome if they could do that with people who attempt your level. Like if you could see different Marios, like maybe a random selection of 10 different Marios running through your level, trying to get to the end. You can see like where each one fails.
It'd be a nice way to get some satisfaction out of it, because it's nice to get like comments saying this was a good level, or you should do this, or whatever else. Seeing it in action, I think, is the more satisfying one. Like seeing, and that's why I said about challenging your friends, because that way you get to see their reactions and how, frustrated they get, or like if they fall for certain traps that you laid out. I think that's where the real fun comes in.
That actually would be awesome. Yeah, that would be really cool. With that said, that's probably not going to be in the game.
No.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to is like how good are the online features going to be, and we have seen that. What the level select screen looks like now, or the save screen in the Nintendo Direct footage, where it's it's based on the robot from Mario Paint, which is awesome. And then within him, you have like the different levels you can pick and choose and play, and then upload. But what was a little bit concerning was, at least in that footage, some people mentioned that it seems to be missing from the most recent footage. But in the Direct footage, there was a counter in the top left showing how many stages you've uploaded out of 10. And that is a very small number. 10 stages is just 2.5 Mario worlds, right? So I don't know what that means. Like, I'm hoping, like I suggested in the analysis, maybe you can upload entire world packs or something separately, or entire games even. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not, but I really hope they have something like that planned, because 10 levels is not much.
Yeah, 10 is too much of a limitation. Like, you really just, I know they're probably concerned about space and, like, hosting all of these levels that are definitely going to get posted, but it doesn't seem like a good idea to limit people's imaginations, because people want to, you could just delete some of the older ones, but you don't want to lose that work, especially if you're proud of it. If you get 10 levels that you're really proud of and you want to create an 11th, well, what are you going to do?
Well, it's not just that too. Like, I want to play full adventures. I don't want to play single levels. I want full adventures. Like, especially if you can carry like power-ups from level to level. Like, you can make some really interesting world designs, depending on whether you have a certain power-up or not. They may have needed to get from an earlier level.
Yeah, that would be. That's another aspect to it that they need to consider. And as you said, it looks like that counter is gone from this most recent footage. So hopefully that's been fixed. Who knows what that counter could have meant beforehand? But just having this open and letting people create their own, basically Mario games and continuing the challenge, I think that's something that people really want to do, and I can see a lot of dedicated people doing that sort of thing. I mean, we're gonna get the all new levels that people are just completely crafty about. We're gonna get people that are just death traps the game, and then we're probably gonna get a lot of recreations of classic levels. That's going to be a major theme too. But that's great. It's cool to see people take these elements and integrate them into the game and trying out each of them. I don't know. I really hope Nintendo allows for the most amount of freedom with Mario Maker.
I mean, I will be extremely disappointed if it really is just single levels. But now that I'm thinking about what I just said, like carrying power-ups between levels, like that really could allow for some really cool things. Like, what if there was like a Yoshi adventure, right? Where you only get Yoshi in the first world, and there's like a secret area in the final world where you need to use him, like by hopping off of him to get to. You know, and you're only going to see this if you carry Yoshi through this entire adventure and don't lose him all along the way.
That is brutal.
Right?
Really? You have to carry him through it? So one mistake and you have to restart the entire adventure over. That is just...
No. You don't have to. It's just you won't see the secret area if you don't.
That's what I mean. You have to. Because you know what the way it is with secret areas. People are going to try to get to that secret area. That better be a damn good secret area.
Yeah. I think it'd be cool. I think I want to see stuff like that. Like, that would just allow for even more creativity. You could do the same thing with like the feather cape. Or whatever else you want. Like, I feel like it would just open up a lot of possibilities, right?
Yeah, I can definitely see it happening. And we got all these different world themes. It's like, it really does seem like you can just craft whatever you want. You can be as crazy, as normal, as whatever as you want. And I don't know. I mean, I don't have that aspect. I don't have that love of making things, yet the game still intrigues me. I still want to play it, and not just because I want to try other people's levels. I want to get my hands dirty. I want to see if I can actually make a decent level.
Maybe this is what you need, Derek. This is the spark of creativity you've needed all these years.
Who knows? Maybe it really is.
So there's one thing that disappoints me, though, and that's in the water level, right, that we see in the Game Maker footage. We saw that it actually ends in a flagpole, which is something we wondered about before. Like, you know, because Mario levels typically underwater levels don't end in flagpoles. You usually go back above ground before reaching the flagpole. And that's disappointing because it suggests, because you'll get to above ground via a warp pipe, and that suggests warp pipes aren't in the game at all, which is something I feared, and something that seems like is the case. I mean, there's pipes in the game, you can have things pop out of them, you just can't take them to go anywhere. And that to me is a little disappointing. Like, I would have loved if you were able to set up like little secret areas in the map that you can only access via a warp pipe, for instance.
Finding secrets in Mario games is one of the hallmarks, really. When I was a kid playing the original, I would go to every single pipe and try to go down them just to see if I could find any cool secrets and whatnot. And not allowing that would be a real shame. I mean, I don't think it's a huge loss because it's not exactly the point, but it's another example of like wanting to make your own Mario game secrets and all. I feel like there has to be some way to manage it. Maybe like cut off a little from the end and just stuff it into the you have that whole bar there showing how big your level is. Like, just cut a little off, shove it back in the beginning, and like have a little section like here's a bonus room or something like that. I don't know.
That could have worked. Although I guess the only problem with that would be typically when you take like a warp pipe, it takes you to a different area, right? Like underground or something. That wouldn't quite work here. I mean, with that setup. But what they could do is just make it so you can set up different levels or set up however levels you want that you can link them together with warp pipes. So you can treat like other levels as just like little mini areas.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be a nice way to set it up. I mean, I feel like there should be a way to do it because I can like just drag an icon to the one pipe saying this is where you enter. And then with the other pipe, this pipe goes to this pipe, and then we go to that bonus area. Then from that bonus area, this pipe goes to that pipe as far as when you enter it. Mm-hmm. It seems like a pretty simple thing to program, but I guess it's just about size restrictions and what you can actually do with the game, and while you, especially when you have to upload it to a server in order for other people to play.
I mean, yeah, that would complicate things, but I don't care. I want it to happen.
Mario Maker 2.
So what do you think about, so it looks like so far that there will be just 4 themes in the game. I say just, when 4 themes is still pretty awesome. That's twice what we expected from E3. But it does look like, it's just going to be the 4 main Mario themes. Mario 1, Mario 3, Mario World, and New Super Mario Brothers. Which I was hoping that they might sneak in like a Mario Land one there or something.
There are a ton of great Mario games out there, but as far as 2D Marios go, these are definitely the most iconic. Now, I'd love to get Super Mario Brothers 2 levels in there, but that has completely different mechanics, so it wouldn't exactly gel quite as nicely as the others. Same with Super Mario Land and Super Mario Land 2. I think those provide a lot of fun aspects, but I'm not too upset. Starting out, we're getting some of the best representation of Mario games, and I guess they have to sort of curb how much they actually can do with this game, because who knows how big it is, how many aspects you can get. Oh, okay. But overall, yeah. Okay, then I'm fine with what we've gotten, but it would have been nice to get more. But I don't think it's a huge loss not to get all those other games.
I'm just being greedy now, but I mean, it feels like they've already represented, the majority of the 2D Mario line. I mean, basically all of it, except for those the Mario Land games. So. But I don't know. Maybe we'll get a Game Boy or a Nintendo 3DS one, right? We get Mario Land 2, and then the new Super Mario Brothers fame again. So
that'd be interesting. Like, oh boy, I hope you'd be able to increase the size of the Super Mario Land ones, because that was some really short levels and some really tiny Mario.
Well, even Mario 3 and Mario World has some really tiny levels too, though. There's a 1-star level in Mario World. It takes like 3 seconds to run across it.
That's true.
It was all about finding the secret area above with the key. Speaking of which, do you think the keys come back? I don't think they come back.
I don't think they come back. We're not getting warp pipes. We're not getting keys.
Yeah,
I don't think.
Especially because those usually act as like secret exits to the level. So, but man, could you imagine they added a world map for like future Mario makers? If you could go that elaborate and actually add secret exits to your level and adjust where it takes you on the world map, that'd be amazing.
There's so many ways. Like they have a great base here, but there's so many ways they could expand this and just make it, put every tool possible in the hands of players. And I really hope they do that sort of thing, because there's so much possibility.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Like, would they make a sequel to the game, or would they just update it with patches? I don't know. But I would love to see them build on the concept of this game. Like, I love everything I've seen so far. They've actually already greatly gone past my expectations for this game based on E3, which is awesome. With that said, I still see a lot of possibilities for it too, and I would love to see them explore those as well at some point.
Well, the thing I'm curious about is whether or not they would go with a Mario Maker 2 or go with a different series in the Maker series.
Okay, if I had to choose, I want Zelda Maker. They need to make Zelda Maker. That needs to happen.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. Creating your overworld and making all these different dungeons and stuff like that.
No, just overworld. I don't care about dungeons. Just make a bunch of overworlds.
Oh, jeez. I think the Maker series has a lot of potential just because of the legacy a lot of the Nintendo series has. Like Metroid has all these different ways that they could look. Same with Legend of Zelda. I don't know. I'd like to see them if this idea works and it's popular, I'd like to see them really keep going from here and see what they could do.
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of possibilities. Kirby Maker, Metroid Maker. Like, if they wanted to go insane, they could even make it so you can mix and match those elements between games. I would love to see something along those lines. It'd probably take some work to figure out, but that would be amazing. If you could combine different elements of different Nintendo IP and do like a single level.
Sort of like NES Remix.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, right, exactly. Yeah, bingo. So yeah, they've already explored that idea. Yeah, well, it sounds like we're both pretty excited for this game, which says a lot coming from you especially, because you didn't seem to care much from the start. It seems like it's been building up for you a little bit, right? So
just a bit, yeah. It's definitely getting its hooks in me as it gets closer to release.
Yep, and we aren't far from release necessarily. It should be Q3, and we should be seeing more of it at E3, so it'll be interesting to see if they have anything more to announce for the game at that point. Alright, well, I think that wraps up for us here, so thanks guys for watching. If you liked our discussion, make sure to like and follow us on Facebook and Twitter at GameXplain, which you can find links to in the description below. It's a good way to keep up to date on everything we post. And of course, keep an eye on GameXplain.com for more on Mario Maker and other things gaming as well. Alright, thanks guys. Bye.